Okay, we should be recording. So good morning, and this is a little tutoring session for Canva. And if you haven't already gone to Canva and signed up for the free version of Canva, definitely go do that, canva.com. And so I am Laura DeFranco, and I have been a holistic physical therapist for over 24 years. I now help other healers write words that heal themselves and the world. And I am like super passionate and on fire about this lately. And I'm totally addicted to Facebook and Canva. And so I figured I would do what others did for me. And that was like, take me by the hand and teach me this stuff. Because I know how frustrating it is to learn all the technology stuff on your own. It's what I had to do. And so I'm just sort of giving back this morning, and I want you guys to know how easy it is to make a beautiful meme poster quote thingy that can begin to be the brand of your business, honestly. And I'll talk more about that. And if you guys have questions as we go, just type them in the chat box for me, okay? And I will, I'll look over periodically and see if you have questions to make sure I'm catching them for, when I'm doing this stuff live. So, so why do I use Canva? How and why do I use it? Well, I love creating. I'm a writer, but I'm also an artist. And so this whole thing with posters and photographs and artwork, I started combining my poems with photos of other people's artworks on my poetry page. And I'm going to type in my poetry page for you to take a look at. You'll see, it's Warrior Love. You'll see, if you scroll a bit, you'll see some artwork stuff with the poems. And of late, you're going to see links that I did with photographs. So you're going to see like a bunch of stuff on there. And my business page, if you guys want to take a look at what I've done with the posters, is Kick-Ass Warrior Goddess. Hard to forget, but there's that one. And so what I'm about to teach you today, you're going to see a million different examples on the Kick-Ass Warrior Goddess page. That's my Brave Healer page. And you're going to also notice that I am using the same font, that I've chosen a way to create my poster with a word. And I'm a writer, so I wanted it to be about an idea or a word that was like turning me on that day. And so that's what I did with it. I chose a word that was up for me, and I put a little quote or a saying. And then in my post with the poster, I would do almost like a mini blog. And that is one way that I've chosen to put myself out there, talk about what's been going on with me, promote my services, attract people to my business, all that good stuff, right? Thanks, Georgia. So you can use it this way too, gals. So think about what you do. I know we have a couple of coaches on with us this morning. And if you're a fitness professional, health and wellness practitioner, healer, any kind of therapist, you can start to decide how you want your business Facebook page to look. And really, that should be about what you're passionate about. If you love color, pick your favorite color, your branding color, and make every poster about that color somehow. That's just one tiny idea, okay? If you're a coach and you're giving health and fitness or maybe weight loss advice, maybe every single poster has a personal tip or a quote that you love about what you do. So align your stuff that you're going to learn today with your passions, with what you do. Get it to be who you are, and pretty soon you're going to have people looking at those posters and going, ooh, I want to sign up for her. I want to read that. And now granted, a lot of people are going to click like on your posters and they may not read your post. And that's a whole nother thing that I could talk about on another day. So I will quickly say to you that I am loving working with you guys one-on-one. I will help you write words, whether it be your bio, your mission statement, blogs, books, sales pages, you name it. I'm going to help you write it from the soul and start getting people attracted to really who you are and what you do. And you can find everything on my website, and bravehealer.com is my website. There it is. So that's the only pitchy part of this talk this morning. So let's go with this Canva. Okay, so I'm going to pull up my Canva. And if you guys have questions, just type them in the chat box. And now I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that my screen share works. Okay. Okay, so everybody should see my Canva, yeah? Just say yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And I can't see the chat box right now, so give me a minute to go back. But do type your questions. I'll go back and read them. Okay, here we are. So what you're seeing is the home page of my Canva, which means, and okay, I should tell you guys that I did purchase the business version of Canva because I was using it so much. It's not particularly expensive, and I love doing this so much, that's what I did. But one of the big perks of Canva, and it's why I use Canva over PicMonkey, which is the other one, and you should totally go look at PicMonkey. Shirley, if you could write picmonkey.com, P-I-C, in the chat box for me, that'd be awesome. That's the other one that people use, gals, and it's really personal preference. But the perk I like about Canva is that they'll save your designs. So for instance, I'm going to scroll, well, actually, here's an example, this Intuitive Writers Workshop and Mastermind that I have going on. I made a half-page card to print out as a flyer, but for instance, if you see this little piece here, 6-week online workshop, that used to say something different. So the beauty of this is I came in last night, I just clicked on the text of that tiny section and changed the words, and I had the whole new poster without having to create it again. Okay, there's like something to be said for that. These posters that you see here, I'll just scroll. These are made in 5 minutes, and I'm going to convince you of that today, okay? This is not like, it doesn't take forever to do this. So these are like my billion things I've created. I did a 8.5 by 11 here with one of my poems for Christmas. Mostly you see the posters. Let's see, this is the back. I was doing 4 cards. Oops, I clicked on it. I'll go back in a second. But I just clicked on a project. And in a second, there it goes. So it's bringing up the project for me to work on, okay? So I'm going to go back to my home page. I didn't mean to click on it yet. Anyway, I made a 4-card thing, and so that's the back of the card. And then I just, I cut these afterwards. They were on cardstock. So I was making a little card. If any of you have been to one of the meetings, you probably saw my little poetry workshop card that I handed you. There it is right there. I did a 4-card thing. So as you can see, there's a million things you can do, but today I'm going to talk about these lovely posters for Facebook, okay? So you're coming on here and you're clicking on this square, but you can see that over here, the More button gives you so many options. You can create a poster, a Facebook cover. The Facebook cover that I have was created on Canva. If you look at my business page, I took a photo and I put words on it. That's basically all that is. I do email headers this way for my newsletters. And if you scroll down, they give you tons of prefabricated sized things. Basically everything you need is in here. I don't think I've ever had to do a custom dimensions and use custom dimensions. That might be a perk of the business version. I'm not totally sure. You guys can go on canva.com and read about all the perks. So I'm going to push on social media square there, and I'm going to get a blank slate. So what do you do with that? 1,000,001 things. I want to talk to you, Shirley, if you don't mind typing in unsplash.com. This is my favorite free photo site, gals. So most all of the actual photographs you see on my business page posters, I got from Unsplash. And there's a million free photo sites, so use whatever one you like, but unsplash.com is the one that I have been using. It's so fabulous. And you can use any of those photos for free anytime. They encourage you to share the photographer's name, and they give you a little thing to copy and paste. And so some of my business page posts, you're going to see photo by. That's literally like just copy and paste. They make it easy for you to share. However, they don't require you to. So you can either share that or not, depending on what you're creating. So we got the square of the blank slate here, and let's see what's up for me today. If you hit, now I'm on the left-hand menu, okay? If I want to make a background of this square in a color, that's easy. There we go. All right. Now let's say I made that blue-black background and then I decided I don't like it. So I just clicked on it over here and see that little trash can? Boom, done. I don't want blue today, I want green. Okay? So that's how to make a color background. I'm taking that off again with my little trash can. And I'm going down to the one underneath it called Uploads. This is where you're going to see all the photos I've uploaded to Canva to use as my background. And I'll go with this first. Well, I'm going to scroll just to give you an idea. Canva holds everything. There's my little baby girl, and she was like, I don't know how old. Oh my goodness. And that's her when she was 15. Ooh. Anyway, pictures of my family, pictures of roses. These are both my photos that I've taken personally and uploaded to Canva, and they're also the Unsplash photos. So if you're wondering how to get your photos on there, scroll back up, hit upload your own images. And this is a place where I have put the Unsplash photos. Let me see if I can give you an example. Okay, see this one up here, David Cohen. The reason I know this is an Unsplash photo is because it has his name and they file them like that. So I'm going to double click on that. And you're going to see it right here starting to come into my little collection. Now I have that photo that I got from Unsplash, and I can click on it, and there it is. And this one I used yesterday for a pretty steamy poem. So if you haven't read that, head over to Medium where all my poems are and check that poem out. Okay, I'm going to trash her. Okay, so let me go to, let me see if I can get to the chat box. Okay, any questions so far? I'm going to slow down because I know I'm going pretty fast. So we got the blank slate for our poster. We have figured out how to do a color background or a photo background. Okay, everyone with me? All right. So I'm going to go over here to my, I clicked on my little mountain photo, and it shows up in the square, but it's not covering the square. So I'm going to drag it, and it's going to fit my square right there. Okay? I'm going to click off to take those lines away, and that's how the background of my poster is going to look now. All right? So uploads, to upload your own images to use as your backgrounds, and background if you want just a color. And I have done combinations. I'm going to show you one little tricky trick after this for text that will give us a shape of a color on top of the poster. But this is basic so far, okay? So now I'm moving up to text on the left-hand menu. One of the perks of the business thing of Canva is that you can store your favorite fonts up top, and they're there for me every single time, so I don't have to go searching for them. And this is the font you see on every single poster. So I clicked the heading and it appeared on my screen. If I come down near it, the little cursor turns into a 4-way arrow, which means I can drag it. Okay, now this wording is highlighted. I'm going to backspace, delete, and it'll disappear. And I'm going to write, this is a poster I created the other day, was the fear poster. So I'm just typing in there. Now that's way too small. If you've seen some of my posters, you'll see that I like my big word big. So do you see up here on this top menu now? I clicked on the font size. I'm scrolling down to the one I use the most, which is 104. I just know that because I've done it so often. And I'm going to slide that. Do you see how the center line is showing up? That's telling me this is right in the center. It's a really cool feature. You know that your word is right in the middle of your poster. It also does it for the middle. So right there, see it? You got the vertical and the horizontal line. So that is exactly in the middle of my poster. That's helpful. But I just want mine in the middle on the top. So I'm going to drag it back up, click off of the poster, and all those lines will disappear, and I can see how it looks so far. Okay? And then I can either click this text again. I can click this one. Let's say I click this one because I want the next words to be a little smaller. So there they are, kind of hard to see, but I'm going to drag them up so that I can see them better. And I like this size, but I think I want to change that font to be the same as this font. So I'm going to go up here to my font list. And Belligerent Madness is my main font. So I'm going to click on that one, and that changed. See it change? The font changed. I'm going to drag that up a little bit, and then I'm going to put my cursor in this box, and I can backspace and say, doing it is so much, oops, my typing, it's got a little bit of a lag, so much easier. I hit spacebar, which made the line go down, so I wasn't writing across the entire poster, so you can figure out how you want to space your text. Doing it is so much easier than worrying about doing it. And that was a quote, so I'll go back up, hit my cursor, and add my little quotes. Click off to get the line out of there, and then maybe I'll go to this small text line, put it up there, backspace, and add my gal who said that, Ashley. Okay, so obviously all of these fonts can be changed. All the sizes of each of these text boxes can be changed. And what's super cool, I'm going to click on my fear box. I'm going to go up to this little color box, and I'm going to change that to green. Yay, there it is. Okay? So your text can be any color. And the other cool thing about your text, I clicked on my fear. See this little circle? Hold it down and move it and see what happens. And then I'm going to go back up to near the box, and I'm going to drag this to some other place on my poster, maybe. And then I'm going to click off the box to see how everything looks. Okay, so those are just some of the things you can do with your text. All right. Anybody got any questions? You can talk them too to me. Hang on. No questions so far?
Mm-mm.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, y'all hanging with me pretty well?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone learn anything yet?
Yep.
Okay, good. Just making sure. Okay, so let's say that my poster, my writing was here because the picture, let's say this picture had no white space above like the sky, and it was all the green mountains. And I clicked on my letters here and I turned them green, but still like it's a little hard to read, right? I want it to be very clear. That Ashley Hall, I can't read at all. So here's another thing you can do with pieces of your text. I'm going to go over to my left-hand menu. I'm going to click Elements. I'm going to see all these crazy things. Oh my gosh, we don't have enough time to go through all these crazy things today. However, and there's great tutoring videos in Canva, by the way, so you can watch them. Click Shapes. And the two I use the most are the square, notice free. There is paid stuff on Canva, and they do have pictures, by the way. So if you don't mind paying $1 for a photo, that's fine, but Unsplash, all your photos are gonna be free. So the free box here and the free circle, those are the two that I use the most. I'm gonna do the box for right now. So I'm gonna click it, and it gives me a box, and it's pink because I set the color a long time ago, but I'm gonna show you how to change that in a sec. So it's also way too big. So I'm gonna slide my box. There's my text. Okay, I'm gonna go up over it, and I'm gonna come back up and go here under the Ashley Hall, and see how the lines are gonna tell me if I'm in the center again. I'm also gonna make the box just capture that text. I'm just looking to see where I ended the text. Okay, and there it is in the middle, and it's pink, and I can't see my words. Oh my God. Okay, so I want to arrange that box. See over here, arrange, back. Click 1, click 2. There they all are. All right, and I can arrange it forward again if I don't want to see that, but in this case, I want my words showing. I would also like my box to not be hot pink because it doesn't go with my green. So I'm gonna make it, if you scroll the color box down, you'll get the blacks and whites. I'm gonna just make it white for today. And I'm gonna come up to this funky little checkbox, transparency, and watch what happens with the white box. Okay. So now I'm going to click off everything so you can get all the lines out. Now, it's cool, but the green, I can't read the green. So I'm going to click back on my text, just my text box. I'm going to come back up to color, and, I decided I think I'm going to make that black. There we go. So I'm teaching you guys this stuff about the text because I see so many posters that have these super awesome quotes, and my eyes are straining, and I don't spend the time to read it if I can't. So make them clear. Make sure that you've got, a picture that works. Make sure that you're using those little boxes for the text so that you can just put something behind it so that we don't have to work at reading these. Now, this box isn't particularly exactly the way I want it. I can make this box a little bigger if I want. So I just clicked on it, trying to find the center line. There it is. And I'm liking that pretty much. I've also changed the colors of them. I kind of like the green, So that gives you a few ideas. Some of the fonts you can bold. This one you cannot. It's already a bold font. Some of them you can change to italics, and some of them you can't. So these will either be bold or they'll be faded like they are now, which is telling me I can't do that to this text. I can probably do it to this one. Maybe not. But some of these other options over here on the left-hand menu, you'll see there's so many cool font options, you guys. You can scroll all the way down and find the one that you love the most, and then make that your default font, so that every time somebody sees a poster, they're like, ooh, that's Bev's poster, So you can bold some of those, and you can italic some of those. You can center something. These are all centered because I already used my center line. But let's say I wanted this part left aligned. I'll click on that one, and it'll do that for me. Did you guys see that change? And I'm going to put it back center again. You can right align. So some of my posters, I'll go back to my homepage in a minute. Sometimes I'll put a poem on the left-hand side of a poster just because it doesn't, it can't be centered in or whatever the reason. So you can align, right align, center, or left align your text up here. To be honest, I haven't, uppercase. Okay, ooh, that's something I just learned. Let's see, all of this is uppercase already. So I've never used this because I already type uppercase, but I bet you if you highlight your words and hit that, it'll turn them all uppercase. And then that just gave me the bullets. So cool. I don't use all those so much, actually. Center it again. Okay, spacing is super cool. I'm going to go up to the word fear. I'm going to hit spacing. And letter spacing is going to make them, I'll click off so you can see what it's doing. It spread it out, but now look what happened to my word. It crazy messed it up, right? So go over to these little black dots, stretch the font until it's wide enough to capture what you just did. There we go. And then put that back in the center. There it is, okay? So, and actually that, oh my God, I'm so OCD about this stuff. Okay, so I spread my letters out with spacing. And I can also, let's go down to this one because there's 2 lines of text. I can also slide them long. See what's happening? So if you have a poster and you're trying to work the text in a way that looks nice, or you just want to be a little more creative about it, you can slide the spacing and the height on any. Anchor text box, I don't know what that is. Oh, anchor it from the middle, from the side. All right, that one I don't know. I'd have to look that up. If you have a box, I'll click on the fear box because it's easy, and you just want to copy it again, it'll make a second one for you, and then you can drag it. What I've done that before with is shapes. So over here, we're still on the shapes on the scroll on the left. Like if I have a little, sometimes I'll put little hearts. I don't see a heart right this second. Oh, there's a star. There we go. So you can have, you've got little shapes over there that you can add. You can make them super tiny, and then you can go put a star somewhere. And then I love stars, so I'm gonna, oh my gosh, I want so many stars. And then I'm gonna just like make my little night sky, right? Okay, so that's kind of fun. So there's a billion shapes over here, and most of them are free, but pay attention because some of them are not. All right. Let's see what else. Copy, so it's just copying something you've put on there. Arrange it forward or back. Transparency. Let's see if it'll make my star transparent. Yeah. So it'll change my star too. A link. So I suppose if one of the text boxes, or it's possible that this whole thing would be set to a link. I haven't used this yet, but that's pretty nifty. Normally if I have links, or if I'm using this for Facebook, I'll post the poster, but in my actual writing part of the post, I'll put whatever link I want people to check out. But this is going to link your actual poster, which is pretty cool, except for people need to know that they can click on it. So, and then let's say I want to just totally take this fear box out, because why is it there? I'm going to trash it with a trash can. And you can do things that easy. If you're not liking components, you can just click on them and toss them. Okay? So layouts on the left-hand side give you prefab posters. And again, just reminding you that some of these are free and some of them are not. But let's say you love this thing here. I'm just going to click over what I'm doing. It asks me if I want to replace everything with that, so I'm just going to do that for now to show you. So look, it just made your poster for you, and all you have to do is click and change the font or the text. So if you don't like to be that creative about the poster and you just want a bunch of ideas to do your own, then on the left-hand side under layouts, you're gonna get a whole lot of options. The further down you scroll, the more you're gonna get into the ones that are, that cost something. But honestly, there's a lot of free ones here, which is awesome. There didn't used to be that many. There's a lot of options if you just don't want to think about what to create and you want to just have something already done for you. Okay. So that gives you a basic idea. Do you know how to do a transparent shape over a photo with the text on the transparent part? Yeah, is that so different from what I did already with that fear poster? Georgia, you can just unmute yourself and talk to me if you want. Oh, okay, got it. Okay, so let's go back to the home page and I'll let you just look at some of these posters and I'll give you some ideas. So here's a version, Georgia, of what I did. You know, the roses were so gorgeous, but when I typed the black font over the roses, I could barely read this. And so I just put the circle there. I made the font, the typing come forward, and I made the circle transparent. So that's an idea. Here's another one with the box. Basically, you just want to be able to read your text very easily, so whatever it takes. So I just use shapes, and you know, the pictures are so nice and pretty. I didn't want to make the box solid because I wanted you to be able to see the picture. So here's another example of the Eiffel Tower in the background. This is probably one of the most super simple ones. So when you start to make posters for your business, gals, please put your website on every single poster. Do not be unapologetic about putting your name and your website or your website on your poster. This is, you know, people are going to look at it and they're going to realize they have another place to go to read about you. That's the whole idea. So if you're making blank posters, we have no idea whose that is. People are going to copy them. They're going to share them. And heck, they could put their own name on your poster if they wanted to, right? So you're going to see on all of my posters, thebravehealer.com, and then you're going to see a lot of them have my Wellness Universe logo on them because I'm a core blogger for the Wellness Universe. And if the Wellness Universe sees that you have the logo on your poster, they share it. And I have had so much attention to my page on these Wellness Universe blogs and shares on the poster for their big website. If you don't know about the Wellness Universe yet, please check it out. There are free ways to be involved in the Wellness Universe and paid ways, just like On Purpose Women. And so get in there for free and figure out how to enjoy the Facebook groups and things. And later, if you want to share posters, they have all kinds of ways to share your stuff, which gets me to the next thing about sharing. I brought my business Facebook page from about, I would say like maybe 1,000 likes to over 6,000 in the last year by being on a share page. Building your inspirational fan page is the share page I've been using. If you guys start to make original content posters and you are doing that on a consistent basis, consider having me add you to the group and just email me or message me or whatever and say, hey, I want to be a part of that group. But what's going to happen is I'm going to share your name and your business page link with Lisa Krebs. Oh my gosh, I hope I'm getting her name right. And I just message her and I say, hey, my friend Beverly has a business page and she's been working on her posters and she's got a lot of original content and she wants to be part of the share group. and then you can be part of it. And I share my posters. They have an opportunity for that, like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, where you can go in that group, put your poster there, and essentially that means that you need to like and comment on every other poster in the thread that day. So typically that takes me about 10 minutes in a day to do that. And I have over 6,000 likes on my business page spent by doing, 10 minutes, maybe 2 days a week, or sometimes 3, but most of the time I don't get to do it like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But I do it consistently, and I've been doing it consistently for a while. Is Wellness Universe good for a local business like mine rather than an online business? That's a great question. I think it's really cool to be on the Wellness Universe if you have an online business, of course. However, the way that I used Wellness Universe from the start, when it was just my one-on-one PT local practice, was I started blogging. And I became a regular core blogger for them and got some attention that way, right? The thing is, gals, you want to build your email list, okay? Your email list, or that part of your platform, is the only direct way that you can reach your people, your clients, whether they be local or online. And what might surprise you about having a local business nowadays is that when you start to reach out into that international community and you get your email list up and it starts to be sort of an international email list like mine has become, then believe me, you will start to think up ways to have an online business, to do a Zoom workshop like we're doing today, like something based on what you're providing one-on-one. We are all getting older. We all want passive income. We all want to have the time in our lives to enjoy and self-care and travel, right? And so moving towards an offering online, I know it can be scary, but I'm telling you, it's transformed my business. So don't be afraid of that piece. So, for Lisa, for the answer to that is, yeah, I get your question, but there's no negatives to it, right? So if you want to blog on there or share posters or whatever, the other way to think about being involved in a group like that, you never know the connections you're going to make, the collaborations that could come of it, right? So, so that's one thing there. Okay, gals, what have I left out? We're going to finish up in a few minutes. Questions? Do you want me to go over any other posters that I've made? Do you want to know how to do something particular? Here, see this one, the Sacred Erotic Self. The photo is down. The photo didn't have her head in it, by the way, so I'm not cutting off her head. This is just the photo. But what I did is I put my background, the thing I showed you very first on the left-hand menu, gray, so that I could type the words at the top, and then I added the photo and dragged the photo down. So that's how I did this one. And I made a little heart shape, and I put some words in the heart. And you can see I tilted the text over here so it wasn't all straight, right? So those are all the ideas you've seen me show you this morning. Here's another version of that where I did a heading color. Mostly because the photo was so busy that the words were just not showing up no matter what I did. There's a circle example. There's my little Wellness Universe logo. You can put your logo and your website on every single one of your posters. It's totally cool. Trying to come up with some different examples. I did a header here for one of my sales pages on my website, the Intuitive Writers Mastermind, and most of these are basically what you've seen me do this morning. Did a little strip here, which wasn't all the way at the top, so you can be creative. I overlapped the font here on top of the circle. That was another thing to do. Here's a good example of I can't read that, right? So I would want to go back on this poster and figure out how to get this font more readable on the right-hand side. There's the one with the hearts. My baby turning 15. Another one with stars I did for her cheer. I post posters when she's doing her competitions, and you know, I tag her teammates and stuff. So posters are fun for on your personal page too, actually. And if any of you haven't yet, on your personal Facebook page, on the left-hand side, it says, you know, Laura works at, or something like that. Go edit that and put a link to your business page. That should be on every healer entrepreneur's personal Facebook page, is a way for your friends to click on your biz page. All right, and share your biz page too, and get your friends to share it. And that's another way you're going to start to get some engagement. Okay, gals, I'm open for questions if you have any. Anything else? It's a lot of stuff, right?
Can you show us the poem, The Christmas in Your Pocket?
Yeah. So I'll click on it for you. So the thing with writing a whole poem on a poster is they don't really fit on that square one that you see everybody posting, those square posters. This actually is, the template is, hang on, I'm gonna go back real quick so you can see it. Click under more. And this one was, you can do poster, but that's gonna make a huge PDF thing of your thing. But if you go down, letterhead is what I did. Because I knew I wanted to print that out on a normal piece of paper, so I just hit letterhead, and I knew that it was gonna be that size, you know what I mean? A poster is really for a poster. Like if you're gonna go print out something big and you want it to look big and good and colorful and clear. But if you're just making a little poster and you know you're gonna print it out and maybe send it in an envelope, or people are gonna see it like as a flyer, you can come down and use letterhead. But did you have another question about that?
Did you have to put like 2 columns?
Yes.
Yeah.
So let me go back to it real quick. Yeah. Let me see if I can show you. Okay, so yes, and the way that you do it on a poster is you have one text box. Let me see. Yes. Do you see how the first piece of that poem is one text box? Mm-hmm. And then I had to type another text box next to it. This is not like a Word document where you can highlight and put columns, you know, 1 or 2 columns. You actually have to make everything separate. And it's actually a good tip for you guys, because sometimes doing the text on these posters is frustrating. You're trying to figure out how to put it on there and how to do the headings and then something in a different size. So don't make one text box and type your entire poster. You're gonna need 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 different text boxes to make all of those things look different. But that's the trick, is just make a new text box and then align it, you know? So I did my best. This is probably not centered completely, but I think it looks okay, you know? Yeah. What else, you guys? Anything? So do I make it look easy?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. That was my goal today, was to show you that once you're in here and somebody has shown you the basic things of what to do, then you're like, oh, well, I can totally do that, right? I mean, it's really not that hard. And it's mostly just getting in here, realizing what all your options are. And honestly, I came into Canva and I watched their tutorial videos and I just taught myself. And I got good at it because, as you can see, you know, these 4, they're all the same. I don't stress myself out making something different every single time. I do the word, I do a quote, or maybe something a little bit longer. I do a pretty photo behind it. Occasionally I'll just do a blank one, like the green for Christmas. I just did a blank background and did something really simple. But I love the photos. I love the colors, obviously. And I made the font kind of a branding font. So, you know, you're going to be used to seeing that belligerent madness font on my words. And it's just a really, really great thing to use for your posters. Oh my gosh, I'm realizing my your people is totally messed up. I don't think it ended up like that on my Facebook page, but oh no, there it is. Oh, it was just in the way. Never mind. I have done that, by the way. People will point out, you know, typos on my posters, and I'll be like, ah. Sometimes I just leave them there because I'm trying to fight the good girl perfectionist thing, you know, my whole life. So I'll leave it there on purpose just to see who else points it out. And sometimes I go back because I feel anal about it and I have to change the whole poster because I typed something wrong, spelled something wrong. But so, okay, I think that's it for today, and I can certainly help you guys out on the side. If any of you are hoping to write things like bios for your blogs or write blogs, start a blog. If you want to start to create a mission statement for your business, kind of like your big why, you do what you do and who you serve, sales pages, and even if you have a book in you, which all of you do because everybody does, I'm here for all of that, gals, and I will basically grab your hand and pull you along and make you be brave. You know, that's what I'm doing these days. So hopefully I've got you guys making posters, and please tag me on your pages when you share your posters, and I will go be your cheerleader on there, okay? And I'll share them for you, and we can do a share swap and whatever. Just let me know that they're there so that I don't miss them. And I hope you guys all have a super fabulous day.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Wonderful. Thank you.
Laura. That's wonderful.
All right, I'm gonna move out of my share and I'll say goodbye. Have a good one, gals.
You too, Laura. Thank
Laura.
you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.